kick this shit.
Hey Greg, say hi to these people.
Hi, people.
Tell them what show they're watching.
You're watching Straight Down the Middle of Pinball Show.
And then thank them for clicking on the video.
Thank you for clicking on this video and watching this marvelous show.
Oh, well, push comes to shove, we'll see how great it is.
Oh!
We've been tasked with something very big.
Have we?
We have. The people have asked. I don't know how many, but we're going to pretend a lot.
We're going to do like a lot of people in pinball. Yeah, okay, that's what I was going to say. We're going to do like a lot of people in pinball and say 25 people wrote
a ton of people.
They said
people out of the woodworks.
do this.
They're messaging us. They're begging us.
Can't get over it.
They're saying, you know what?
Please.
I want to know what the greatest pinball machines ever made are. What's the list? Maybe not our opinion.
Yes.
Maybe not your opinion.
Yes.
But objectively,
The best.
what are the greatest pinball machines ever made? And we are here to give you that top 10 list today. So how the hell do we come up with a list? Only 10. There's been thousands of pinball machines made. We love so many pinball machines. How do we come up with the top 10 list for the greatest ever made?
Well, it took a few hours
It did.
of compiling
There's equations.
over, yes, there actually was some
Algorithms.
equations. Yes, some algorithms.
We didn't really understand math, so we threw that out.
Yes.
We're more of a gut reaction. The heart.
But we really did look very deep into it.
Yeah.
And we took something that was all encompassing.
Some of these aren't our favorite games.
No, they're definitely not. And some of them won't be your favorite games.
No.
But we tried
don't
to
email us.
objectively take a step back subjectively.
Objectively, we tried
Objectively.
to. It's going to be subjective because it's our opinions on what everybody else thinks.
Yes.
But we tried our best.
But we tried to take well-rounded games. Now, not just all well-rounded games, but things that really encompassed a lot of different aspects.
Not just the best shooting, or it'd be a top 10 best shooting. Not just the best code, or it'd be
Not
a
the
top
best
10
theme.
best code. But all together, what are some of the greatest pinball machines of all time?
Yes.
I think we jump into it right now, Greg, with the top 10 greatest pinball machines ever made. But first, we have some runner-ups. We could not get through this top 10 list without being like, yeah, but. So whenever you guys think of these during our top 10, we can, yeah, buts. We had some yeah, buts. Yeah, buts include the Simpsons Pinball Party by Stern Pinball.
Fantastic code.
Yes.
Deep code. Lots
Theme
to do.
is awesome.
Theme is awesome. A lot of really good shots in
A lot
that
of
game.
toys, mechanisms.
Yes.
So why isn't it in the top
couch.
10? It just didn't make the cut.
Yes.
The top 10 is a prestigious group, and they're the top 10 of all time.
And some of it, while it's fun, unless you really explore that complexity of it,
be a
you
little
go through it.
grindy.
It can be a little grindy. It's a kind of a long player.
And there are better long players out there.
There are.
Oh,
yes.
as we'll talk about. Another short of the list was a Shadow, a Bally Williams, and it's hard to get a Bally Williams game in there because of the code depth nowadays. If people are looking for code, they're looking for newer, more modern.
And that's what honestly sort of kicked that one out, because we were both in agreement. It's like, okay, it's so unique. Brian Eddy did such a good job with it.
Theme kind of pulls it down a little
Theme
bit.
does, but it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
But again, the complexity of the code,
There's more iconic 90s games out there.
Yes.
As we will see.
Yes.
Also short from the top 10 list, but runner-up is Stern Pinball's Iron Maiden Legacy of the Beast.
That one was really tough.
How do you not have every Keith Elwin in the top 10? He's like the newcomer, the great. But no, it didn't make the cut here because there are better Keith Elwin games out there.
Exactly.
Better Stern games out there. But it was close.
Oh, so close. That one was
really
very tough.
Willy Wonka. Now, the reason we considered this is because we thought, what JJP game gets us the closest? And spoiler alert, there are no JJP games in the top 10 greatest pinball machines of all time.
Because Zach was a huge advocate for...
I liked Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka
was there for me.
Also, you were with Wizard of Oz.
Not that I like Wizard of Oz, but I think iconic-wise, technologically-wise, there's a lot going.
But shooting-wise, a little short. Gorgeous game, like you said, innovative. It really, it really stepped things up.
A little bit more dated now compared to a lot of things.
And Willy Wonka, though, the thing was
it's kind of opposite.
Yes.
Where for a game player, it's got everything as close as you can be for Jersey Jack to get into that top 10 list. But there's still some missing components. Tech, mechanisms, toys.
Coming out of the pops, it still had that dead flipper feel a little bit with it.
Code at times.
Yes.
It's just not the top 10. And the last runner-up or consideration was Bally Williams' Theater of Magic.
Ooh.
We thought, man, what are the most collectible, iconic, nostalgic games? You got things like Twilight Zone. You've got Tales of Arabian Nights.
Yes.
Theater of Magic is full of toys. Yes. It's got great code. It looks good.
Yeah.
It's
but again,
a great theme.
That code is a little...
They're better Allie Williams games.
Sure.
This is reserved to the top 10 of all times. Comment below as we're going through here. Let us know if you guys agree, why you disagree, and then we'll hash it out there.
Just keep it nice.
Let's jump to number 10. Number 10 on the top 10 greatest pinball machines of all time. This isn't Greg and I's choice, but this is objectively what the PinGods have told us. They said number 10 is Stern Pinball Star Trek.
Whoa!
Star Trek.
Who would have thought that?
Kobayashi Maru.
So this was the one. This is what took the place of a lot of those games that we had on there.
That considerations.
And what we kept going back to
Steve Ritchie
was
That's what we
the
kept going
flow
back to.
of that game.
Yes. The King of Flow got his name from a game just like this.
Yes.
Some of the greatest shots in pinball.
Yes, very good shots. Very smooth, can combo the hell out of that game. It has a lot of really good moments. Kobayashi Maru.
Some of the best moments.
It's some
of the best toys.
Yes, toys are
oh
great.
Oh my gosh, that ship.
Yeah, even though they're simple, it's simple.
It's got magnets.
Yes.
The third flipper shot is arguably the best third flipper shot in all of pinball history.
Behind the flipper is nice.
Stuff.
The start of mode, that's fun. But it comes down to the smoothness of the shots. Theme integration is huge on that game. If you watch that film and then you play this game, you're like, wow, this really encompasses this movie. And there's not a lot. It looks like a spaceship. There doesn't look like it is like that. But when you listen to the call-outs, you listen to everything that goes on in the movie, it is very much encompasses that film.
The light show?
Yes, the light show is
very space-like. You got flashes. And the LE itself on Star Trek, Greg, is arguably the nicest looking pinball machine in existence.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
The armor, everything on there.
I think, you know what, I'm convincing myself.
And it's well-rounded. That was one of the biggest things, is it's well-rounded.
Code is well-rounded.
Yes, people can step up to it. You can have some good balls on there, even if you're an established player.
It's not hard to shoot either.
It's not, but you can also, your family can step up to it, everybody can step up to it. It's like kind of one of those universally loved
That's why it's one of the pins that we recommend for people getting into pinball. One of the first ones we recommend to get is Star Trek by Stern Pinball. How does it get better than that?
Ooh,
that felt good.
It does.
Made me want Star Trek. I want to buy another one. Warp 1, Warp 2, Warp 3.
Yes, see? Told you.
Feels so good. Number 9 on the top 10 greatest pinball machines ever produced is another Stern Pinball game. It's Metallica. Oh, now this is one that I don't own, nor will probably own.
I don't think I'll buy another one.
But objectively, it's just one of the greatest. Yes. Like you were saying about Star Trek, it's just so well-rounded.
Yes.
The damn thing between the art, it brought a new art style to the industry of pinball.
Yeah. Sparky was amazing. Sparky was
one of the best toys ever.
A character that was created, and a character that, like, if you're into pinball, that you will never forget, because he has literally, he's his own entity, and he makes that game so much.
That's when pinball transcends a brand, because if you think about it, now Sparky is part of the Metallica brand.
Yeah.
Did you know Sparky was not part of that until the pinball machine?
Yeah.
That was created for the pinball machine. It's now part of that brand.
Yeah. You've got the snake.
Oh, that snake is fun too. The airline drop.
Yes, up to the tombstone. Yeah. It's such a good game. It's a little grindy.
Flows good though.
But it flows good. It is fun to run through. A music pin that just sounds, I mean, it's Metallica.
Metallica might be the best matched music for a pinball machine. Maybe even better than AC/DC.
Amazing, unique.
It's close.
Artwork is it was revolutionary at the time.
It was at the time. It needs to be redone.
It does, but it's still cool, man. It still fits. It still fits.
Yeah.
You know, and
the code is really deep for those.
It is.
And it's a lot of risk reward. That's Lyman Sheets at its finest there. End of the line is hard to get to. That's the ultimate wizard mode.
Yes.
But there are things in between. There are task-based things in there. Metallica, it's hard to argue against Metallica being one of the greatest pinball machines ever made.
True.
It's a John Borg.
I know.
What was the first one there? Star Trek, Steve Ritchie, then John Borgie.
Look at that. That's where you got all them real tough shots.
Number 8's going to make people scratch their heads. But some people scream, F yeah. And that's Stern Pinball's Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Who are you going to call, Greg?
Yeah. It's still a
Flipper
great game. Yes. Like, listen, that game will teach you to nudge. That game will teach you to slap save. That game will teach you a lot about playing pinball.
Teach you new curse words, too.
Yeah, it will. But it's also one of the smoothest playing games. The shots that look almost unmakeable.
Challenging in a good way.
Are absolutely makeable. Like, that layout, like, it's a genius design in a sense, just because of that. Like, you should not be able to make that right ramp. Like, you just feel
in the pro.
There's
or
no
even
way,
the premium.
There's no way I can make that.
Tight.
Yeah, and even the ecto shot over to that orbit, that's so freaking tight and small, but you make it. It's smooth. It's all butter.
I think what Ghostbusters and why it makes the top 10 list of best pinball machines of all time, Greg, is because it's a lot of its theme.
Yeah,
a lot of its integration. It's coded by Dwight Sullivan. So he's
one of the geniuses.
The genius coders that can integrate like no other. So you really feel like you're pulled into that with the lighting, with the call-outs, with the music even. Oh, the moments. Dwight Sullivan, code-wise, is a moment maker. He is pinball's moment maker, and he does not let up when it comes to Ghostbusters.
Well, you take something even when you're steering the ecto and you're shooting the different shots
left or right down the street.
Between the sounds mixed with the light show and everything else and the call-outs, like you literally feel like you're playing like a handheld video game or something, that you're moving that car and you're not.
Starting multi-ball when you get it at storage.
Yes.
Storage facility, multi-ball. They got Ernie Hudson to do the custom call-outs, jackpot, and all of that. It's awesome. And then on the premium LE, they integrated so much that even, I know for better or worse, whether people like it or not, but technologically speaking, by the slings, instead of them being coil-fired magnet, holding the ball, swirling it, and throwing it like a ghost would, you got Stay Puffed in the back.
You got a 3D for the ecto goggles.
Oh, yes.
Like there is a ton going on that game.
Projecting a 3D image onto the playfield. It's just so well done. It is a pinball machine that if you had 50 newer pinball machines and you brought non-pinball people in,
they're going to flock to that.
They're going to gravitate. Even if it's hard, they're going to keep playing it because it's so much fun.
Agreed.
It's Ghostbusters. And we can't, I've got to give a little chef's kiss to Zombie Yeti.
Oh,
because
best art
in
package.
my opinion, that, some people say Metallica and artwork by Dirty Donnie is what turned this new freestyle illustrations into pinball. I think Zombie Yeti perfected it.
Yes.
That's when we said, okay, we can get cute like Dirty Donnie did, but this is grade A stuff here.
Yes.
This is what makes them look like pieces of art. Was Zombie Yeti's artwork for Ghostbusters, and title upon title after that.
Agreed.
I'm loving this. This is a lot of fun.
Until we get those comments.
Yeah, they're coming. Number 7. So far, they've all been Stern pinball machines.
Okay.
It's hard to argue against it, though.
Hey.
Which is why we'll do another Stern pinball machine.
Yes.
Argue with this. Stern pinball makes some of the greatest pinball machines ever made. Objectively. Remember, PinGods told us this list. This isn't our choices.
No.
Number 7. So we had 3 different designers thus far on the list.
Yes.
Number 7, our 4th different designer, is George Gomez.
Oh!
The iconic, legendary George Gomez. If you did a Pinball Hall of Fame or a Pinball Mount Rushmore, George Gomez
his face
may be on there.
Oh, it's got to be.
And this may be his greatest game ever. It's Deadpool.
Ooh.
Deadpool!
I do, you know what? And I think that comment is where it gets people, because I think that some people will go, it's ridiculous, because there are some other games that are just phenomenal that George has done.
Deadpool might be the most well-rounded pinball machine of all time.
Truth. And
period.
As we spoke about Star Trek, this is our second game that we will recommend to any new pinball person. Say, hey, you know what? You want something that, mechanically it's very sound, something that plays very well, something that's fun. Yeah, something that everybody can kind of sink their teeth into, that just is exhilarating, that's not too difficult, but that once you get better and better at pinball, it's going to last.
It's edgy. It's beautiful. Yes. This is the one thing that Star Trek, the reason why Deadpool maybe is a little higher, it sprinkles in beautiful artwork.
Yes.
Beautiful artwork. And then you get an LCD screen.
And the call-outs are all very unique. They're very fun. They're very, cheeky kind of.
They do the 16-bit animation that makes so much sense to the comic stylings of Deadpool.
Yep.
When it first came out, the code kind of sucked. If people watch our first review, we were kind of down on Deadpool.
Yes.
Not a lot of code.
But then
then the code progresses.
When you're adding the Kraken, the T-Rex, you're adding that.
Tanyo Kleiss really brought it to this code.
And you get into mech suit multiple. Like that's the thing that I always try to explain about this game. That's really hard to put your finger on. Really, is that this game is always progressing. Like when you're playing this game, it's not just trying to run through those modes. There's always something else you're achieving. Like, okay, I can go over here and I can hit one of the sub modes, or I can still just do a fight, a battle. Then okay, I've got this multi-ball. Dazzler's now running.
Still getting closer to.
Well, okay, if I want to stack my points, hey, I'm going to get team ups. I need to set up these team ups now. So the more that you learn about the game, the more you progress. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It just...
You got the ramp mode. What's the ramp mode? The Panorama.
Yes. So there's always something that you're progressing the longer you play the game, that you're uncovering, that you have to look forward to, that keeps the game exhilarating. There is nothing in that game where you ever feel like, oh, I'm grinding, or man, I just kind of wish this game was over, or what am I doing next? Like, it's always going, and that's what's so phenomenal about this game. And it's a layout that is very unique, that you don't see in pinball.
Geometrically, one of the coolest shots ever made. It's a indirect loop shot that goes up a ramp. The katana shot's just phenomenal.
Amazing. So I like, it sounds so stupid out of all of George Gomez's collections, but I kind of maybe agree with you that it might be one of his best games.
It's the most well-rounded pinball machine ever made. I mean, it truly is. I love that game. I love that game. Number six on the top 10 greatest pinball machines ever made. Oh no, we are going to get grilled.
Uh-oh.
It's another Stern pinball game.
That's okay.
This time we're going to get a designer that has already been on this list. We're bringing back John Borg.
Oh, another Borg.
We're bringing back the Borgmeister.
Man.
And rest in peace, the greatest pinball coder of all time as of right now is Lyman Sheets.
Yes.
We're bringing in Lyman Sheets. We've seen him on Metallica. He was already in this list. But this time, this is, in my opinion, Lyman Sheets' opus code. It's currently my favorite game of all time, but this isn't about me. The PinGods told us that number 7 is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The PinGods told us that number 6 on this list is The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Stern Pinball's The Walking Dead.
Now, some of you may disagree because it might be a little too hard for you.
Oh, it's too hard for you.
But
the pops, it comes out of the pops.
You just got to control it.
Yeah, nudge better.
But dude, it's just so smooth. It's so, especially the Pro. Now you can get some rejections and stuff on that ramp on the premium LE.
The Pro's juicy,
but the Pro is
amazing. How close that right ramp is to you. Oh, it's got magnets. It's got physical bash toys. It has all kinds of stuff. It has a swinging arm that shoots out the crossbow.
Yes,
the crossbow shot. It's got that tight shot. What's that? That one tight shot right to the left of the prison there. It has some of the greatest wizard modes of all time, including Horde, a reachable mode, but very cool. Like 4 or 5 different wizard modes. Maybe one of the hardest wizard modes of all time, Last Man Standing.
And it's one of those games that you can take and you can go, okay, I'm going for Horde. Okay, I'm going for these modes. I'm going for Walker kills. Siege, like you actually, it's not just a linear game. Like there's multiple ways that depending on what you're feeling that day that you can approach that game and go a couple different avenues of however you want to play and whatever you're wanting to achieve.
It makes me care about drop targets.
Yes.
That is
because they matter. They play a giant factor.
They so do. They so do. And then
get those weapons.
This is one of the most tense, anxiety-provoking pinball machines ever. Because it is zombies and it's the apocalypse. You feel like you're going to get bit if you drain. And boy, oh boy, this is not. This is a relentless game. It open up drains. I mean, it will kick you in the ass. It will kick you.
It's another one of those games like what I was explaining with Ghostbusters. This game will teach you how to play pinball.
I still think
how to play pinball.
For some reason, I don't know if it's the flipper system they used with Sam. I don't know what it is. It feels like the most controllable pinball machine to me.
I agree.
With little taps, just little nuances in the field.
Some of the newer games don't feel like they have that reaction.
That little bit of detail and reaction feel, slapping.
Because I even feel that way about even something as brutal as what Iron Man is. Like you feel. I say that, but I have that control with a particular Elwyn game.
That we might see later on.
That we might see later on. Yeah, that one has. I feel like I have a lot of flipper control.
If I feel like I'm controlling a really tight race card, this is the one that I want to showcase my flipper skills the most. Because I can tap pass, I can freaking post pass, I can do drop catch. This is the game I can do it on. Walking Dead is a true pinball player's game.
True, it is.
True pinball player's
Very much
game.
so.
What's going to break the top 5 here? Top 5. Number 5 greatest pinball machine ever produced is... It's a new designer. New designer that we haven't seen yet in this list. Still Stern. Oh boy. Stern. You need to comment at this point because this is ridiculous. Comment about how much Stern fanboys we are. This is sad. Number 5 is a Keith Elwyn game. But which one? Because he's so darn good. It's one that you probably have tattooed somewhere on your body. It's Jurassic Park. Welcome to the world of Jurassic Park, the visitor center. This game has maybe the best toy in pinball. One of the best toys in pinball. And the premium LE of the T-Rex.
Yeah.
grabbing the ball, chewing it, throwing it.
Yep. And arguably, the Raptor Pit is pretty damn cool too. I do like the Raptor Pit.
The toy truck that's code-wise
the Newton ball
going through the path.
Yeah.
It's just very much well-rounded. It's iconic theme-wise.
Yes.
Music-wise, they got the sound, the original score to it.
Yes.
Shots-wise, it's a you can shoot combos all day on this. So it's got some inverted ramps.
But you pay for those shots. Well, I say that it's not a drain monster to kick back, but you get a lot of bricks. Like if you have, it's a pinball shooter's dream.
It is.
Like you have to shoot, but like you said, like if you can shoot, you're gonna have a lot of flow with this game. It's not something like Star Trek, but you can get a lot of really good flow on this.
Definitely not an easy game.
No, it's not
a tough game.
But it's one of those things, created by someone who does, tons of competitions.
Yeah. He's the greatest pinball player of all time.
Yes.
He proved it here. He also is not just a one-hit wonder in Iron Maiden.
Yes.
He follows up and says, no, I know what I'm doing.
But the modes, going through the dinosaurs are fun, but all the sub stuff is very fun. And there's a layer of complexity when you get into the DNA, you get into the amber,
DNA modes,
you get into how many dinosaurs you collect before you cash that stuff out. Fossils, like there's so much that goes into this game that most of us don't even really look at.
Nor do you have to enjoy it.
No, you do not. That's the magic of it.
Chaos.
Yes.
Do you spell your chaos letters?
Yes.
I love
all the sub
that.
modes.
Is a unique way to qualify multi-ball.
Yes.
The chaos letters.
And it's a very rewarding multi-ball. And even hitting that multi-ball shot to start it once
through the pop.
Yes, it's tough.
I love that too.
Oh.
The helicopter spinning blade. Again, you'll find in the top 10 greatest pinball machines of all time a lot of well-roundedness.
Yes.
And this is another game that is just iconic. It's Jurassic Park, and it is well-rounded. Definitely worth the time and the money for that pinball machine. Keith Owen.
Number 4.
Number 4. It's not a Stern. It's not a Stern, but they do. It is designed by somebody that now works at Stern.
Yes.
Brian Eddy.
Yes.
It's finally a Bally Williams game. We'll even give you the whole CGC remake because it is a remake as well. Number 4 is on the top of a lot of top pinball lists, whether it's internet pinball database, whether it's Pinside, whether it's the really stupid YouTube videos that know nothing about pinball that still know how to rank top. Medieval Madness.
Yes.
Number 4, Medieval Madness, Brian Eddy, Lyman Sheets again on code. This is a 1997 game, 1996, 97 game. But everybody knows the castle.
Yep.
You bash the castle, it's comedic.
Drawbridge comes down.
And then you defeat the castle. You locking balls through the wall, and it's got a lot of humor in this.
Yes.
Tina Fey is in this doing call outs.
But it's fun.
It's fun.
Like all of your sub stuff that you're stacking, you're trying to get together for your big multi-ball. Yeah. Like all of that is fun. It's like you said, the call outs are fun. It's encompassing. You feel, I won't say it's something. The theme integration is very well in this.
It's original theme too.
Yes, which is hard. But
who doesn't know medieval times and knights?
Exactly. Yes, but it's a classic. And it's a classic for a reason. Like it's honestly one of the best shooting games.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The castle is tough.
Yeah, but it's not hard to shoot.
No, it's not hard to shoot at all.
No, it won't confuse you. It lays it right out in front of you. It is quintessential modern pinball.
Yep. The ramps are smooth. I love the split ramps.
Oh yeah.
So weird. You don't think that it should work and what it should do, but when you get a return off
flow, the damsel shot.
Yeah, the damsel shot's amazing.
I love that.
The trolls.
The trolls popping up. That was like a first.
Yes.
That was really kind of
amazing.
A first. But it's just so well integrated that it has become a theme in itself in the zeitgeist of pinball. So everybody that's into pinball knows Medieval Madness. It's kind of like the Addams Family without the theme kind of thing.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about it. But this one, unlike Addams Family in a lot of ways, this one, Medieval Madness, holds itself to even the newest standards.
I agree.
In 2023 or whenever this is recorded. But does that change for top 3 though? I can't believe Medieval Madness didn't make a top 3.
A lot of you are like, it's number 1.
There's no way that it wasn't top 3. But what is then? We'll keep Bally Williams. We'll keep it going. For us, and this is a back and forth for a lot of people, Greg.
It was some back and forth for us.
It was. But for us, there are 2 Bally Williams that you just scream, duh, that's kind of the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Medieval Madness is one of them. But the one, in our opinion, takes just a little bit of step ahead and better is Attack from Mars. Attack from Mars was remade by Chicago Gaming as well. The LE package is undeniably greatness with the topper and
Yes.
everything. But just if we're talking about the Bally Williams game, it is a Brian Eddy again.
Yes.
We see Brian Eddy twice in the top 4 here,
Yep.
rightfully so. And we see Lyman Sheets again.
Yes.
That's a trend here.
Yeah.
Lyman Sheets doing code on this. But the layout's just a hair better than Medieval.
Code is just a hair better.
I think the code's a
than
hair
Medieval.
better. I agree. A task-based thing. It's still comedic. It's still iconic. It's aliens attacking Earth, and you're fighting aliens. So again,
And again, if you don't know anything about pinball, shoot the saucer.
Shoot the saucer.
Shoot the saucer. You still have a
great
blast.
feedback.
Yes.
It gives you great feedback.
Yes.
You're it's wonderful. It reminds me of Star Trek. They kind of replicated that later.
Yes.
Still not as good though.
No.
Still not as good.
I agree.
Attack from Mars is the way to do it with the LEDs around the saucer. It's just funny.
It
It's
is fun. The
It's
aliens
campy.
shaking
Jiggling.
on there, yeah, and everything when you're attacking them. The call outs on it are just phenomenal. It's got a lot of heart to it. It's got
And
a
to
lot
get
of
to rule the
personality.
universe, it's not
Yes.
easy to rule the universe.
Yeah.
You can get to some the first wizard, the big wizard mode's not easy to get
No.
to. So that's why it holds up today.
Well, and I think that again, like back to the personality of this game trumps
There's so
almost
much
anything I can think of. Like, it's something you can't explain until you play the hell out of it.
Yeah,
then
it's what
you'll
many
get
people call the Bally Williams charm.
Yeah.
It's just one of the most endearing, charming games alongside
Really is.
Medieval Madness that have ever been created. That's why it's in the top 3 pinball machines
Very true.
of all time. Brian Eddy, 2 of them in the top 4.
Lyman.
What else did Brian Eddy do? Do you think his Shadow almost
Kicked him out
made
on
it?
the Shadow. Yeah.
Shadow almost-
Stranger Things.
It might be in my personal top 10
I like
list.
Stranger Things a lot.
It's not
I
going to
know.
make it here. though.
Yeah, sorry.
Not going to make it here. Number 2 is another Stern.
Uh-oh.
Another Stern. And we're bringing back the designer George Gomez.
A lot of Gomez's in here.
Oh, and this is the first time that I think we might have seen the king coder, Keith Johnson.
Yes.
In my opinion, this is George Gomez's greatest game, and rightfully so, one of my favorite games of all time.
Yes.
Theme knocks it out of the park too, as well as maybe the most difficult to reach wizard mode.
Yes.
It's the Lord of the Rings.
Yes. Such an iconic mini wizard mode.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Man, Destroy the Ring.
Oh.
That's my favorite wizard mode of all time.
it's so
Destroying
great.
the Ring. It's great. That and Horde.
Yes.
On The Walking Dead. Man, but when you're destroying that ring,
But the shots on this are phenomenal. It's not as flowy as something you take like Deadpool. It's not as inviting as what Deadpool
you can
is.
see the Lord of the Rings flavors in Deadpool though.
Yes,
You can see that George Gomez, the ramps, the very fast
Yes.
whipping
Woo.
shots. I do like that. The code's kind of where it's at on this game.
Yes.
Right.
Code is what makes it. It's still a good shooter. It's got some neat little toys to it. It's got a lot going on. A lot of shots. But again, you're exactly right. The code.
very understandable.
I want to see
Keith's
Keith come
masterpiece
back to
here.
this and
I
do a
would
little
love
bit
that.
more of this.
I would love to see him
Yes.
replicate this in a JJP.
Yes.
He's over at Jersey
Yes.
Tech. I would
Because
love
this thing is an absolute
that.
masterpiece.
And it doesn't confuse you.
No.
And it's like, here's your multi-balls.
Yes.
Here's an easy way to get them.
Yeah.
Here's your modes. Here's an easy way to get to them.
Yeah.
But for those of you who want to get further, here's how you get to Destroy the Ring. For those of you who want to get further, pay attention to the gifts of the elves. Because you're going to have to complete the modes or other things to be able to enable those gifts to the elves.
It's just a true journey.
And then there
Yeah.
and back again when you get
Yes.
to that.
Yes.
It's whimsical.
But that's what
and
I'm saying. It's
you're
a
going
journey.
back through your journey.
Yeah.
It's very much like the film. The integration is off the charts.
You are
It is
playing
a
the
pinball
movie.
journey.
You're
Yep.
playing the movie.
I want one now.
Chrome it, brass it, black nickel it, candy chrome it, powder coat it. The possibilities are endless at pinballplating.com. Your pinball machine deserves the best. At Comet Pinball, you'll find the best variety of LED products with the best quality LEDs, and most importantly, at the best price. Your collection is begging for an upgrade. Order yours now at cometpinball.com. Check out Pin Graphics for the latest and greatest in pinball enhancements, power blades, blade skins, pin blades, and even more. Visit pingraphics.com now to see what's available for your pinball machine.
Yes.
It is a longer player.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to dedicate some time to this.
And that's okay. It's not in my collection currently, But that doesn't mean that I can't say it's the greatest of all time or one of them. Just because I've played it so many times, and
you've owned it.
You do have to have a lot of time to really sit and play. I don't always watch 3-hour movies either. I don't have time for it. But man, I love this game. I really
still doesn't take away from it.
But for me, I think the theme is where it's at. I just love this theme. It's like one of my favorite films of all time.
See, I like it, but it's still just the game. The game itself is what does it.
What's the greatest?
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
So we don't have... No, it's not Twilight Zone.
No.
Spoiler alert.
Not Addams Family.
Not Addams Family. Another Stern. Uh-oh. Another Stern. Man. And it is a designer that we've seen already here. This is a newer game, too.
How did a new game come in?
How did a new game? It's too early.
Knock out all these classics?
Well, it's one that is classic in its theme.
It is.
And the layout may be the greatest of all time.
It is.
It's designed by what many herald as the greatest pinball player of all time, the GOAT.
Coded to almost perfection.
Rick Nagel and the team over with Keith Elwin. This is Godzilla by Stern Pinball. I think objectively, this is the greatest pinball machine of all time at this point.
And do you know why that you can comfortably come in and say that, I feel, is because you take a theme that nobody really cared about. You've got some Godzilla fans. You got some people that are cool with it.
I didn't hate Godzilla, but I didn't care about it.
Yeah, nobody cared. And then
I'm a theme guy.
Yeah, and you take that and it can still become one of the greatest
It'll never leave my
pinball machine of all time. That's insane. That speaks volumes to what was created within that game. And this, again, is one of those things what we talked about it has everything.
It does have everything.
Art package is gorgeous. It shoots phenomenally. Yes. Shoots phenomenally. Keith Elwin is a master.
Code and well-balanced nature. The code is Rick Nagel.
Yes, which was fantastic. The call-outs, the music, the sound. But it fits perfect. Everything is perfection with it.
Understand the rules. They're really easy to understand.
Yes.
But to get deep into that game, it's really tough.
It is.
It is really tough. But to start a multi-ball, it's very easy for the non-pinball or the casual pinball player.
Yes.
And when it comes to here's my big point on Godzilla. Here's why Keith Elwin is one of already, in his young career, one of the greatest designers, if not the greatest of all time. It's because whenever you can create flow in a fun shooting game, that's one thing.
Yes.
But then when you create unique ways, almost like Gottlieb did back in the days, weird angled stuff, he does that, but he does so with it still feeling great. And then the cherry on the top, great, is when you throw in toys and mechs in a game, oftentimes that disrupts the flow of a game. Not for Keith Elwin games. It integrates into it. You have a building that lowers into the playfield and destructs, like Godzilla was tearing it down, and dumps balls onto the playfield to play. It's phenomenal.
Mecha Godzilla.
That's cool.
Fantastic.
Tummy grab.
Yes.
He grabs with the magnet in the middle of the air.
And that's the thing too, is it's like you said, you take a casual person that steps up, don't really know a lot about pinball. It's easy for them to understand, and the toys are just so much fun. Yes. What they're shooting, they get enjoyment out of. They're going to enjoy that. But the complexity again is there for people that are better players, or you really want to dive into that game. This game truly encompasses everything you want in pinball.
You look at that layout from top down and you think, I've not seen that before. I haven't seen that in a long time. I wonder how that feels. It all feels, looks, sounds fantastic.
Because that's the key, and that's what is special about Keith is you hit the nail on the head when you sat there and said you take something and normally that wouldn't work, or if somebody tried something starkly different, it's probably going to mess up, not feel that great.
It looks cool, but it's clunky.
Yeah, exactly. That toy, like you said, it disrupts the flow. It doesn't feel right.
It feels good, but they don't have any toys in it. What's in this game?
This, he takes everything and he makes all of it work to near perfection.
And then Zombie Yeti makes me care about the visuals of what Godzilla looks like.
100%.
The beauty of that.
Yep, because if he would have went a little more raw, not as beautiful, not as colorful, went a little more dark, I don't think it would have hit as well.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, the colors pop awfully loud for this being a retro nostalgic theme. You know, the colors were muted back in the day of Toho Godzilla. No, I don't care.
No.
He made it matter in 2023.
Yes.
Well, this game came out last year, 2022, and I think it's going to be hard to bump it off. I really do. Because look how many years, decades even, it took for there to be a game in the hobbyist community to bump off Medieval Madness.
And the thing is, too, is this game has been out long enough now. There's been enough people play it. There's enough of them in circulation. People have owned it long enough that, again, that's why we feel comfortable enough to come in and say, this is the best machine of all time.
This is the greatest pinball machine of all time. congratulations, Stern Pinball. You kind of cleaned house there. We have a couple Bally Williams there. What do you think will bring us in the next 10 years? Do you think we're going to have, I think in the next 10 years, we're going to have another handful that may, I think pinball keeps getting great, it keeps getting better and better.
We've already seen that. Like there's no bad games coming out of a lot of these companies now. There's nothing bad.
No.
Like, there's going to be something that's a little better, but you're still basically all great sports cars that are beautiful or luxury cars. Like you're not any Corollas in here. There's no Corollas or Honda Civics.
Corollas in here.
No, we're all Bentleys, Porsches.
That's it.
Oh, I kicked the camera, got all excited.
So there you have it. It wasn't our personal opinions. It was the PinGods. They told us unequivocally, objectively, this is the top 10 greatest pinball machines ever made as to this point.
Do you think they'll miraculously put a new pinball machine in my belly?
God. A little Godzilla?
A little Godzilla in there? Come on.
Maybe a little Jaws? Where we're going, we're not going to need roads.
Just need a bigger boat.
I'm hoping that some of the most iconic themes that we still haven't seen in a pinball machine, or we've seen but they weren't done well, Data East to Back to the Future. Hopefully they're done. Harry Potter. Hopefully we get some of the greatest themes integrated so well that we're going to see them jump into the top 10, but we'll have to wait and see on that. I'm just not sure. For now, we're stuck with the greatness of Godzilla and Medieval Madness and Star Trek and Deadpool and Lord of the Rings.
So great.
Thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe straight down the middle. We do more than just pinball. We do
candles.
We do weird stuff too. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think the reason you click on to straight down the middle is not for the toys and gimmicks. I don't think it's for the artwork or the looks of it. I think it's because we're more well-rounded. We're the Greg and Zach. We're well-rounded, the best well-rounded YouTube channel out there in pinball. Definitely, right?
Definitely.
Well, this shirt is badass, isn't it? Look at this. Show the people. Pulp Fiction. It says Bad Mother.
I know, that's what I said. I'm super jealous of it.
You know, I got this at TPF because we did that featurette for them. When I was there, they were like, hey, we're only the team gets to wear these, but we have a couple extra and you were part of the team, so.
Oh, that's fucking
yeah, I was like, sweet.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's good. You don't?
No.
What's wrong with it? It looks like it's laying okay to me.
Yeah, it's okay. See, just okay.
I wish I had thick hair like it.
Yeah, it's not that thick.
Look at that part, so nice.
Yeah, it is a decent part.
Thick ass hair. You want to trade?
No.